Alrighty, hey everybody, this is Ursaring118, and today we will be doing a, playthrough of Pokemon Flora Sky. So yeah, this is like the first time that I've ever actually played it, so I'm just doing a voiceover of what I've done previously. So yeah, so I wanted to try something new, cause this isn't actually like a actual game that's been put out in the real life, but I mean, I see a lot of people do these kinds of ROM hacks, and I was just like, hey, why not I just do one? So yeah, we have Professor Birch talking about Pokemon World and whatnot, which is always what they do, and he asked me what gender I am. I'm a boy. And instead of Jalen this playthrough, I'm gonna use Zach, just because I saw the sprite from Emerald, and I was like, well, that's the name that I used to use for the Hoenn region, is Zach. So that's the name I'm gonna use. And it's like, oh, okay, you're Zach, who's moving to my hometown of a small town. I get it now. So yeah. So he's just talking. I don't really care about what exactly, but yeah. And he's like, come see me in my Pokemon lab, even though he's not gonna be there either way. He's gonna be in well, I'll let you guys see. If you've played it before, you already know where he is, but yeah. I mean, I'm saying it like it's some huge mystery, but yeah. So we come out the truck, and then my mom comes out. And then she's talking about me riding in the truck or whatever. And so we're gonna go check out my room. But first, she's talking about the Pokemon being the movers, which are they're Vigoroth, like they always are in the Hoenn. But we're not in the Hoenn region. That's the weird thing. We're I don't even know what region this would be considered, because you get Sinnoh starters. But yeah. So we're gonna change the time, and it was 4:13 when I did this. So yeah, yep, 4:13. Did I say 15 or before that? I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, it's how do you like your new room? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And she's telling me to go check out my desk, and I'm just gonna go and get that potion that's always in your computer or your PC or whatever you call it. So yeah, and I'm gonna leave out. But yeah, you'll see me do try and run into the walls a lot, because I tried to speed up while recording this with the space bar or whatever. And we apparently missed a program about the Pokemon League. And it's we missed Champion Cynthia. I wonder if Cynthia's related to you in this game. I'm not sure, but yeah, so we're standing here for a really long time for some reason. But yeah. Alrighty, so on this part, when I get out here, I was I thought it was gonna be much simpler, but it's not at all. It's they have a daycare right there, and the blue building at the bottom, of course, is a Pokemon. But I was why is that in a hometown? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah. So, I go to talk to May's mom, because Professor Birch, of course, is the main professor in this game. And I try and go to the Pokeball like you usually do in the Hoenn region games. And she stops me and she asks me who I am and whatnot. It's I have this dream of becoming friends. I didn't get to read it. But yeah. So yeah. Well, while she's talking about that, well, if you haven't seen my update before, then, well, I mean, go see it if you haven't seen it. It's basically just talking about, how I stopped playing Pokemon the Black and White playthrough just because it was a long game. But then again, I don't know how long this game is, but I just didn't really, after that long break that I had for 4 months, yeah, I just didn't really feel like doing it anymore. So yeah, I mean, you've all played it, so it's not really that big of a deal. But, I mean, I assume you've all played it, because, I mean, pretty much everyone who's a fan of Pokemon got that game, no doubt. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to the aid, and we tried to go to the field, but that guy was apparently like examining something, so we couldn't go. And I go into the Pokemart just because I have no idea where I'm going, where I was going at the time, and I was just like winging it basically. So now I'm gonna go into the cave, and I was thinking about going into the big cave, but it's like, oh, and then well, yeah, they told me to go into the big cave, but then I thought about going into it, and they have a Cresselia in here, and I was like, I don't have any starter Pokemon, but either way it wouldn't make a difference because it would kill me. So then this lady comes, and then she's like, yeah, Cresselia's in here, and her name is Flash, yeah, and Professor Birch comes in, and yeah, so he's like, you need to have a Pokemon. I have about 3 Pokemon. But then the Zigzagoon chases him in here. So then I'm like examining this. Should I get like... And then I'm going to get either well, should I get Piplup or Chimchar or Turtwig? But I get Piplup instead. And just because I don't really know. Like, it's not because like I got a water Pokemon the last time in Black and White. But it's just, I don't know. I just never really get Piplup that much. It's kind of underrated, not overrated. But yeah. So, I use Pound, and that's pretty much all this battle is. Me using Pound and him using Growl, because he doesn't even attack me. For some reason, I don't know. Well, it's not a trainer Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it just keeps on using Growl, and I'm like, okay. It's not really gonna, yeah, and so I kill it. Get 17 EXP, and then he's telling me to follow him back to his lab. So he's like, blah blah blah, something. I don't really know. I was speeding it up on this part, so I wouldn't be able to read it. But yeah, so I'm gonna nickname my Piplup Butler. If you've seen my other Pokemon Online battles, then you know that I named my Empoleon Butler. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. So yeah. And, yeah, so he's gonna talk to me about May and, like, meet her. So I assumed, like, is this route open? But it was like, no, it's not open still. So I was like, oh, okay. So she has to be in the cave. Otherwise, like, I'm just completely lost. And I would just quit while I was ahead in this playthrough. So I'm gonna go into the cave, Mount Full Moon again. And I'm going to go into that second door that I tried to go to before, but then this guy named Sky stops me, and he's like, he's an assistant of Professor Birch, and he's like telling me to go look for May instead of like where he is. So I'm like, maybe, well, I didn't really know, so I just went to the other door, and so she was in here. And so I was like, oh, well, she was like, oh, hi, Zach, and I was like, now try to be a trainer. And so then we have my first like trainer battle. This is like, I'm sorry, but this like storyline is like so random. It's like I didn't even get to like, cause you know, was that just me that would always like train my starter to like level 10 and then beat May in the Hoenn region games, or I don't know. But yeah, so I'm gonna use Pound on it, and then she gets the crit, but apparently I had an Oran Berry, but she doesn't have one, which is weird. So I was like, oh well. But she keeps on using Withdrawal, and so I'm like, ugh. This is like so annoying, because I won't be able to like get any good hits in. But yeah. Luckily, I don't want to like get that close to knowing, but I wonder what the color is for when it's like in the red zone, or whatever. Because apparently they like changed the color to like blue and purple and all that. So yeah, and but anyway, yeah. So we're just using Withdrawal, Tackle, and Pound, and I beat her and get 67 experience. And yeah, so she's like, wow, excellent, and I get $1,000, which is pretty legit, because usually you get like $80, and so it's like, that's nothing. But I just thought about it. What could I have bought something while I was in that Pokemart before? But now that I have Pokemon, I can't really find out. So yeah. So like, Zach, quick. I was like, why are you in such a hurry? It's like we're in the same town still. We're not really going anywhere. It was so compact. So yeah, I had that speed up button. But yeah, so I go into the lab and then I'm all like just listening to whatever Professor Birch is saying. It's like, I'm guessing it's just gonna be like the other games like Emerald and whatnot, but not in terms of like wild Pokemon, because apparently there's like the fifth. Wait, was it the 5th gen Pokemon in here? I can't really remember, but yeah. And so yeah, she's just like, she gave me my first Pokeball, and so yeah. So I think at this point I was trying to check my Pokemon's nature, and it was Hardy, I think. Yeah, it was Hardy, which is neutral. Yes. yeah, it's neutral. Sorry about that. And so where do I go now? Oh, I think I went to go heal, but I ended up accidentally going back to the lab, so I'm gonna go back home. And yeah. So yeah, how are you doing, Zag? You look a little tired and like take a rest. So we take a rest. And she's like, take care, honey. So yeah, I think this is like the end of part 1. I didn't really get that far, but definitely like, I think I'll try and stick with this one. I don't know. I have all summer, but school might get in the way, which is what happened before, which is why I was not there for the longest time. But yeah. Oh no, we don't end it here. I forgot we have to talk to Sky again. And he's like, so you get a Pokedex, and May also, I can't read. But something about Wally, and so I remember that we had to go help Wally catch his Ralts in this one too. And so I'm like, okay, but he uses my Pokemon. I'm like, Sky, why didn't you let him use yours? So there's like that same level 5 male Ralts again. Unless, will he evolve it into a Gallade? I don't know. I haven't, like I said before, I haven't really like, oh wait, did I? I don't know if I said it, but like I've seen other people play this, but like I've never really like seen the whole episode. I just like glimpse at it for some reason, and then I just like have like some ADD moment, and then just go straight to another video on YouTube. It's really weird, but yeah. So he catches his Ralts with my Piplup, and then he's like just talking about ways that he can catch Pokemon easier. And he gives him out running shoes, and I'm like, well, that's one thing that I can thank Wally for. So yeah, so we're gonna save it right here, but I remember I have to do the save states instead of just saving it like there's the save state, and instead of saving it regular. So yeah, that is the end of this playthrough, and I will see you guys in part 2. So see you guys later. Bye.